What can I say about Henry in Blue? His appearance was queer when the color was new, what with Gordon and Edward in parallel shade, as they tried to work out to whom tribute was made. Now with Henry away, the two stood face to face. Edward called it a puzzle, Gordon deemed it a race. Winner take all, king of Henry's affections. And so Gordon chimed in with the utmost direction.
It's an obvious answer, you see, my dear Edward. The one he admires is me, my dear Edward. You may play confidant, give the kindness he wants, but I'm the one he wants to be, my dear Edward.
So Edward redoubled, his old heart quite troubled, and his brow furrowed purposefully as he struggled, to make his friend realize, assuming he'd listen, that not all petty conflicts count as fierce competitions. Now just why must there be only one, my dear Gordon? Could it be that his favorite is none, my dear Gordon? He looks up to your strength, and my wisdom he thinks. There is no shame in being outdone, my dear Gordon. Sensing his insecure nature, Gordon endeavored to make himself greater.
My dear Edward, we both know that our Henry is ill. He hides shamefully in tunnels, I pose proudly on steep hills. My dear Edward, no surprise in his deplorable condition that he overlooks his elder for the Hercules of Britain.
Now, usually our Edward is the model of restraint, but when Gordon pulls the age card, even he must give complaint. My dear Gordon, if I may, I will chime in just to say, Henry clarified the answer to me just the other day. Now, I tried to take the higher ground, I tried to save your pride, but I simply have to speak the truth when omissions turn to lies. Gordon made a funny face, wrinkled forehead, eyes quite wide. His cheeks went red. He'd lost the race. He heaved a heavy sigh.
So that's it then, he favors you. With me to contend, he favors you. I'm his best friend, and he favors you? I congratulate you, dear Edward.
So he left for his train, 2 hours early, his temperature high and his attitude surly. Edward could not help but chuckle behind, the much smaller engine with the much bigger mind. I wish I could tell you it ended right there, with Edward the victor and Gordon's despair, but even our steady old friend wasn't right. You see, a third challenger missed the whole fight. For in the far corner of Vickerstown Yard, behind all the milk vans and tankers of tar, worked another dear friend in the very same blue, whose name doubtless is highly familiar to you. Now, our Henry, a nervous and hesitant sort, simply hadn't the nerve to admit that of all the blue engines working the line, it was Thomas who'd inspired it.